Hey YouTube, welcome to another video from SkinnyMedic. In this video I want to show you how to make your own butterfly bandages out of duct tape. And everybody has duct tape, right? Alright, so first let's talk about why we are going to use butterflies. So we have a cut that is probably going to be oozing some blood. I don't have a red marker, so what we want to do is, this is the skin, this is the tear here, this is tissue, fatty tissue, muscle, whatever you can see down here. So obviously we want to try and close up this wound to prevent infection, because that's what our skin does. A lot of it prevents infection. It does temperature regulation, things like that. So we want to try to close this wound up. So we want to try to keep all the bad stuff out. So that's why we flush with saline. You can flush this out. You can use like betadine ointment around it. We really have gotten away from peroxide because it takes away the good germs too. So but you want to try to close this up, which is why we use the butterfly. So I'm going to show you how to do it butterflies and then how to make your own with the duct tape. So whenever I start talking about butterfly bandages, someone's always going to bring up sutures. And I do think sutures have their place in emergency medicine and in survival medicine. But these take training. They take more training than that 1 hour class you took at a prepper show. You've got to be proficient with these, know when to use them, know how to use them. There's a lot of training that goes behind these, so they have their place, but you need the right training. Alright, so let's draw us another little cut here. I got a cut on my arm. Okay, it's a really big gash, but there's my arm. So we take the butterflies. We're going to open them up. And they're going to be sticky on one side. So what you can do is you put this one here, pull the skin as you're coming across, and pull this one off, and try to close this up the best you can as you're coming across. So if you've got a large wound, this may take several days to do this because you can't close all at the same time. The body's going to heal from the inside out. So take it, put it on this side, you're going to pull it across, pulling the skin tight, and then rub this on. So we're making this come across here, and so we get all the way across the end of the wound, we can close it up. So one of the things I like butterflies over sutures is the fact that if you suture something closed and you suture all the bad germs inside, really before you start to see it, you've already got the infection building up. And I've already done a video on about sepsis, about how that would be a huge problem in a grit down situation. With using butterflies, then you can open it and close it twice a day, once a day, clean out the wound and reclose it back up. And that's going to help you prevent infection in the long run, I believe. Alright, so we have our cut here. This is where we're going to try to cut up. This is a really big gash, by the way. So take your piece of tape, measure it the approximate length you want. Maybe go a little bit bigger than what you anticipate you may need. Alright, so now we have to make our center sections like we had in our butterflies. So we can cut here, turn the other side here. We don't want to cut all the way into it now. Cut here. So now fold this over, fold this over. And now I'm being really dramatic with the butterfly, obviously. But see, now this part's not going to be sticky. We want these two ends to be sticky because this is what's going to stick to the other side of our gash. But here we don't want this to be sticky because this is just going to be over the wound. And if this is sticky, this is going to just keep reopening the wound. So we apply it here. Get it nice and tight over there. You can start trying to close the wound up. Pull this tight. And that goes on. Now I made it really dramatic, obviously, but we can make these a lot smaller. You can make these as small as these if you really wanted to. But I made it dramatic just because we're trying to show it on video. But you can make your own butterflies, however big, however small, by just running them on the duct tape. cut it. Make and cut across there. Cut across there. Cut across there. Cut across there. So we fold here in the middle. Fold on this side. And there we go. We've got another one. Let's put it right there. So you can make them all different sizes, whatever to fit your need. Obviously here you can make this center section as narrow as you need it to be to start closing up the wound. You don't need it to be really long, obviously, if you just had a minor cut. So if this gash is only this wide here, we wouldn't really need a super huge middle section. Just a little small middle section here would cover it. So I hope this video helps. You never know when you'll be the first responder. Remembering the right gear and the right training. Anybody else notice here that I got a dragster going? These are big old fat tires to do the burnout. Little narrow tires because I don't have to turn left. Wing going on back here. Who knew I was drawing a dragster?